I decided to change up the scenery a little bit and sit in my kitchen today so that I could look out the window to my beautiful backyard and my pool. Um, and I was awakened with this thought today. So I wanted to share it with you. And this message is specifically for people who have kind of been addicted to the concepts of law of attraction and manifesting and trying to create a life, an external world that actually helps us to feel safe and secure and to help us feel happy. And we feel like, since I'm empowered to create a life and to manifest the things that I want, I am going to try to make my life look this certain way and manifest this exact thing on my vision board. And then I will feel empowered. And when I get these results, I will finally be able to see for myself that life is on my side and I'll never have any problems again. And when I do have problems, I can blame myself because I did something wrong with law of attraction. Like, this is what I hear so much from people in different groups and the people that I talk to, is like the biggest question, the wrongest question, is that a word? The question that I hear people ask the most, which is completely defeating, is how did I create this? How did I create this reality? What did I do wrong that I'm experiencing this? And so we use things like the law of attraction to say, well, if I can create this world exactly the way that I want it to, and it doesn't turn out my way, then I must be doing something wrong, right? So if you're watching this and you've been in that mind frame before, and maybe you are now, I want to see some hearts. I want to know that you understand that you're tracking with me, because the message here is that you are a divine co-creator, right? So the word manifesting, I feel like it's been completely misused, where we think that, in this physical world, we are human beings that can use the law of attraction to bring us the things that we want. It's like magic without the magic. It's manipulation. And while there's nothing inherently wrong with using manifestation to do whatever you want, like God gave you permission to live this life however you want to live it. But I do feel like at some point, because our jobs as human beings or as spiritual beings in this human experience is not to see what we can manifest. It's to awaken to the truth of who we really are and bring more of life, more of that invisible life, more of the infinite possibility of all that is, more of the invisible abundance and love and joy and passion and purpose and fulfillment and all of those things that are invisible, to bring that into our world and allow it to manifest through us as divine co-creators and allowers, right? So I kind of want to change the language around manifestation for those of us who are ready to stop trying to manifest the $10,000 check as your end goal. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I truly believe that as you step into your role as a divine co-creator, all the money that you desire and more becomes available. So it's not like, let's just completely forget about this world and just live in this spiritual airy-fairy world where things of form no longer are important, or no longer, like you can't enjoy this stuff anymore. On the contrary, what I'm saying is that you no longer need these things in order to feel a certain way, that you no longer need these things in order to define you, that nothing outside of you ultimately has any meaning except for the meaning that you give it. And now you're bringing your magic, you're bringing that infinite, invisible magic that is available as God, right? And you're allowing it to manifest through you, so that instead of the things that you want to manifest being the end result, they are the effect of the ultimate result that you're really looking for, which is the resonance of who you are becoming and the frequency that you're aligning with. So what is important is the invisible, and then the physical becomes the byproduct of those things that you are aligning with. So if you want to experience more wealth and abundance, then you align your frequency to the invisible source that then will manifest the money and the experiences on your behalf, because it is what you are allowing. It is the frequency that you're aligning with, and it's what you're allowing to flow through your consciousness. It's not something that you need to get. It's more of you revealing the truth of who you actually are, letting go of the limitations, letting go of the image that you have drawn up for yourself in this human life, right? So as this human being, our ego was created by us. So just side note, if your ego was created by you, then your ego ultimately is less powerful than you are. So you may feel like, oh, I can't do this. I don't get it. I can't see it that way. I can't let go of this attachment. I feel so obsessed about this. And fear feels so real, and I can't get through it. And I just feel blocked. Like, how many times have you said that, right? And ultimately, that is your ego that you created. So you are more powerful than your ego, no matter how powerful it actually seems. When you close your eyes and you tune out the noise, you understand that that is a creation of you, or a creation by you, that you created that. It is something that you manufactured. So you're giving this creation, it's in a complete illusion. You're giving that power over your infinite self. You're giving your fear power over your ability to be able to let go of all of those things that no longer serve you, and then actually remember the truth of who you really are. We're not learning anything here. We're actually forgetting what we think we knew. We're forgetting I picture yourself as a projector, right? And pure light can stream through the projector, right? And all you would see is light. And so that is like infinity is really like that light. Everything is available, and everything in that light is capable of being able to turn into or manifest into whatever form you focus on, right? So the way that it manifests into the world is by the lens or the screen that you place into the projector. So if you create beliefs and ideals and values based on lack and limitation, or you see things through the lens of, when I was 5, I was told this, and then I had this experience, so I have chosen for this to be true. And actually, it wasn't a conscious choice, but now it's running on replay, right? And so you have this belief that this is what you created, and therefore that is what you're projecting out into the world, and that is what's reflecting back to you. But can you see, though, that it starts within? It starts with what you are allowing and with what you're creating or miscreating, and there's no judgment here. If you have been miscreating, all you have to do is just return back to the truth, right? And I know that I make it sound easy, and oftentimes it's not that easy. Like, it's not just bullshitting yourself into believing something that you ultimately don't believe. But it can be that easy when you apply certain tools. For one, the love and acceptance, like that has had such a profound shift in my life. EFT tapping, like energy work that helps to move that energy so that you can adopt new beliefs. And even beyond that, so like that's a stepping stone, but even beyond that, you don't even need to adopt new beliefs. You just allow the truth to be revealed as you let go of the false illusion that you've created for yourself, right? Hey, Hope, how's it going? So the title of this video is I'm over manifesting, and here's why. Because manifesting gives the impression, and just the way that people have talked about it, it's not that manifesting itself is wrong or bad. It's just that the way that people teach manifesting is, I am going to show you how to manifest something in this world, how to attract it to you as if something outside of you is available that you can bring into your experience to make you whole and complete. And that's not at all it. That's the effect. So that's what it looks like in this human world. If we stay limited to our human selves, and that's how we want to experience life, then yes, you use the law of attraction and you attract something to you. the concert ticket, the laptop computer, the house, the money, whatever. But on a deeper scale, and so that's what I really want to take this conversation deeper, that's what's happening on this human level, but on a deeper spiritual level, what is being revealed and reflected back to you is just a reflection of what is resonating within you and what you are resonating with. So when you play this small limited game with what can I get, how can I change, how can I shift, one of my favorite mentors talks about, it's just like rearranging deck chairs on a sinking ship. Like if you were sinking on the Titanic and you're trying to make the Titanic look and feel better, it's a sinking ship. This world is a sinking ship. There is nothing this world has to offer us until we see that we are bringing ourselves to this world, that really we are God's gift to this planet, that we are bringing who we are. And as you expand and you understand and you deepen that practice and you wake up to the truth, you guys, you wake up to the truth of who you really are, then it begins to become like manifestation / co-creation. I'm really going to be bringing that word into my vocabulary and replacing the word manifestation with co-creation, because we're not getting anything, we are creating. Your life becomes your art. Write that one down. It's no longer how can I survive in this world and try to get things in order to find the most joy that I can in this human life. It's what can I bring to this world? Who can I become? How can I adopt more of who God intended me to be and who I intended myself to be before I came onto this planet? What is it that I truly want to experience? It's not the $10,000 check. What you truly want to experience is the flow of abundance that's available. And the reason why you crave those things is because it's available for you. The reason why you crave having more money is because it's being reflected back to you in, hello, this is what you can have, this is what you get to experience, but it's not by getting that stuff. It's by allowing more of that abundance that's available to resonate with your frequency. Does this make sense? Tell me if you guys are watching this live and you're like, are you loving this or am I confusing you? It's a completely, it's not new, but it's a completely more elevated way to look at manifesting and co-creating. It's getting out of our fearful minds. It's transcending our ego. It's letting go of our attachment to this material world and using everything in this world to get closer to God. Does that make sense? Using everything in this world to bring us back to the truth of who we really are. And unfortunately, what most people are doing is using God, using that energy to say, how can I use this? How can I use the infinite source of abundance in order to get more money? Right? Who's done that before? I did for forever. I still, when there's something that's like really important to me, as I teach this, I do not by any means have this completely perfected, but I have it kind of figured out. And whenever I get stuck in that pattern, I realize that I am cutting myself off. So really, that's ultimately it. You're not doing anything wrong, but you're limiting yourself dramatically whenever you are attached to the things of this world. And you're trying to use God in order to get the things that you want so that you can not have any more problems or have the things that you want and all of those things. Instead of using everything that's happening in your life, whether you feel like it's good or bad, using every single situation and circumstance, using it as every opportunity to get closer to the truth of who you are, to return back to your source. And then you experience your unlimited nature on a higher and higher scale every single day. You expand more and more and more. And then you get to experience life from the invisible into the invisible, into the visible. You're bringing heaven into earth, not the other way around. Good. I'm glad that it's making sense. Oh, it just is like so life transformative, because here's the thing. If you can take away one thing from this, okay, so if all of this like spiritual stuff is too much, what I really want you to understand, like the first step to really step into this is understanding that ultimately we don't have to wait for anything else to happen. We don't have to wait for the money. We don't have to wait for the job. We don't have to wait for the relationship or to get out of the relationship that we're in. We don't have to wait for anything else to change before we get to experience what it is that we want to experience. And when you're not waiting for anything to happen and you're showing up for life and you're just showing up as the next level version of you, then while the world is catching up to your vibration, you're already happy, you're already living, you're already grateful for every single thing. My meditation this morning, I felt so grateful. And I wasn't grateful because things were working out for me. I wasn't grateful because I was getting my way. I wasn't grateful because in that moment, things were working out in my favor. I was grateful for everything. I was grateful for the chaos in the morning because it revealed more of how I needed to let go. I was grateful for the things that hadn't yet manifested because it allowed me to return back to that invisible, the real purpose for what it was that I really wanted to experience, which was the depth of that resonance of whatever it was, of abundance, of love, right? I was grateful for the relationships that weren't working out for me in that moment because it revealed to me who I was showing up to be and who I actually wanted to show up to be. It wasn't jiving. And that was a display of who I was being and how I was cutting myself off from the source of love that I wanted to receive by not being the giver of love that I knew I could be. Right? So we're not wanting things to be a certain way before we allow ourselves to actually be grateful, to actually feel abundant. Like none of that stuff defines you. It's simply a byproduct of, again, it's a byproduct of who you are becoming, what you're aligning with, the frequency that you choose to express. So the first thing that you have to do is line up with that frequency, right? And then as you do, and then you let go, co-creation. So here's the thing, manifesting feels more controlling. And maybe this is just the way that I see it. If manifesting feels totally empowered and spiritually connected for you, awesome. But the way that I have seen it be used and have used it in the past is manifesting is something that I do to make something happen. And it completely eliminates the magic of God that's available. Co-creation, co means with. I'm creating with God. And it's a creative process. So it's bringing the invisible into the visible. It's making something out of nothing. And that feels so much better to me. That just makes me feel so much more empowered and it makes me feel supported by God, right? I'm supported. I'm not trying to make anything happen. It's not really ultimately up to me. I just get to steer the ship while God does the ultimate work. And that's really the truth. Whenever you tune into when you tune into God and what's available through that source, then you're just declaring that you are the furthest extension of God and that everything works out on your behalf for you and through you. And you're simply just steering your focus and telling that ship where to go and allowing it to move you and move through you, right? So it's a combination, you guys, of not making the world have any significance, but seeing significance in every single thing. Does that make sense? I know that that's confusing, but it's the vibration, it's the frequency, it's who you are being. It's what you are allowing, it's what you're bringing to life. And then you're not waiting for anything to happen. You are showing up as the person who's already living the life that you want to live. And ultimately, that is how you manifest all the things that you desire, is by just being that projector and projecting out onto the screen of your life, whatever art you decide to choose. So I truly hope that you, like, there's just even just a little nugget that you can take from this message and just apply it. Like, how can I make this one little shift so that I'm not trying to control things anymore, so that I'm not waiting for anything to happen anymore, so that I am taking full responsibility for my life and at the same time surrendering it to this infinite source of God that's available to work magic on my behalf. So let's start to maybe change our vocabulary, or at least try to change the way that we are perceiving things. It's not manipulation in this physical form. It's magic and miracles and creating something out of nothing, except for frequency, except for energy. So that is exciting. So let me just close by saying that I have 3 spots of one-on-one coaching available. If this excites you and you have no idea, like so where do I start? How do I let go of my attachment to things? How do I even know the truth of who I am? How do I expand my consciousness? How do I let go of those beliefs that I have held on to for a lifetime that maybe I was born with? How do I actually do this? My one-on-one coaching, I actually take you through deep energy work to help you to clear the energy, as well as bringing in new thought patterns that help you to concrete these principles so that it becomes a new way of life, right? So it's not just the energy work, because just energy work is going to, if you clear your energy, but you hold on to your limiting beliefs and the mindset, then those patterns come right back in and continue to create for you on that limited scale. But it's clearing the energy and then doing the mindset work and changing your focus and your perspective, and actually stepping into discovering what is the truth of who you are, who is that next level you, and how do I show up as that person, right? And so it's changing your focus while you release the energy that's holding you back. And that is a powerful, and then actually I should have made this the first thing, but it's prioritizing your connection to your soul. It's prioritizing making that connection ultimately the only thing that matters, and then bringing in the energy work and the mindset work, so that when it's a 7-week program, I'm adding a bonus session in there for anybody who works with me to use whenever you want. So we'll say 8 weeks. Our 8 weeks together, when you look back at where you are now, you won't even recognize yourself. You won't recognize your life, because things can shift for you so fast. It's what I experienced after 10 years of studying manifestation and trying to get things and trying to make things happen. Exactly what I'm talking about now. Things shifted me in a matter of months, where I couldn't even go back. I got rid of so much material that used to inspire me, but it doesn't even resonate with me anymore, because I understand these things on a deeper level, on a spiritual level, right? And that's what I want to help you do. I want to help you to let go of your attachment. First and foremost, let go of the things that are consuming you right now. Let go of the fears that are holding you back, and let go of the idea that life is going to pass you by before you actually get to experience the amazing life and the things that life has to offer. That is hang on one second. That is my deepest desire for you. So I am going to create a sales page. I know I keep on saying this, and then I want to do it at night, and then something comes up, but I'm going to create a sales page that describes everything that I do and how our work together will change you. But if you have listened to my lives enough, and you know that you totally resonate with this message, and you know you're ready, send me a message, and I will make sure that I nail one of those 3 spots down for you. And then one last thing. I am doing a 3-day live event in my group, Awakened Abundance Tribe. Yesterday I was talking about it, and I called it Manifest with Soul, but I'm changing it to Co-Create with Soul because of what I'm talking to you with right now. I want to change the language around the way that we actually bring ourselves into life. So if you would like to participate, all you have to do is join that group, and all the details will be in the group. Invite a friend. And one more thing, share this video with a friend and join up with a spiritual running buddy, so that you can actually start to see these things work and hold yourself accountable. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.